Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my Metal Gear Rising S-Rank video walkthrough, or S-Rank walkthrough. This is on Revengeance mode, and the motivation of this video series is to help people trying to get the Becoming a Lightning God achievement trophy. So for anybody that doesn't know or is uninformed, to get this you have to S-rank every level of the game on the hardest difficulty. And there are some significant problems to this. And it all comes from the way that the ranking system works, which I'm going to go over as we fight Metal Gear Ray here, because the first mission you have no upgrades, you are pretty much the cookie cutter vanilla raiden of the game, and all you need to do to pretty much guarantee your rank here is to beat this boss without taking damage. Don't get me wrong, if you're new to the game or you've not played or invested enough hours to increase your skill level on this challenging title, it might take you a while to do this, but if you've played through it quite a few times, you should be quite comfortable with doing this, and this video probably isn't going to help you too much. Hopefully the advice that I'm going to be giving out over it is going to be the main draw for people to come and listen. So the ranking system on this game is indicative of two things that I've noticed. There is the no damage category, and then there is the failing the no damage category. That is the only two ways the system works. Because what I've noticed is, if you want to get the no damage bonus and you succeed, you are almost guaranteed an S rank. The only times that you'll fail is if the fight has a particularly high requirement for Zandatsus, for battle points, or for combo. And for instance, if you don't hit one of those and get enough of a boost from that, sometimes you'll get the A. But the rule of thumb I have found with my time doing this is, if you go for no damage, you are almost certain, aside from 2 boss fights, to always get the S rank. If you do not get the damage bonus, you will have to do every other category perfectly, or you will not get enough points to achieve it. And it forces you to play the game a very interesting and different way, and there's parts of that I enjoy, but for the most I don't like it at all. And I think the ranking system could have been so much better, because as it stands, all it's really doing is rewarding you being very quick and not taking damage. Because to not take damage you have to be fast, and you're going to get your Zandatsus from that, you're going to get your battle points from that, you're going to get your combos sometimes, because you're going to be chopping people up at the end once you've killed them all, and all that kind of good stuff. But that is the decision that you have to make, because not going for the no damage bonus is suicide in my mind, because it's so easy to not get enough combo, it's so easy to not hit enough things, it's so easy to be a little bit slower than you'd like to be, and it just screws you out. So the technique that I'm going to be showing in these videos is literally the direction of, if you take damage, you restart. That is the simplest way to put it. The way to avoid dying on Revengeance mode is to equip the nano paste by going into the menu and pressing equip rather than use. That way it will be on your persons, and when you take a blow that would normally kill you, it will resuscitate you and you will not die. Because how the system works is, when you die, the game checkpoints, and it saves the time it took you during that attempt. And if you're going to be dying a lot, which sometimes is the case on this difficulty, it's going to really cripple your time factor, and you're going to lose that bonus, and it's going to make getting an S rank almost completely impossible. So what happens is, if you put the nano paste on, you tank a hit, you ruin your bonus, you just press start, you restart, and all is forgiven. And this worked for me for the entire game except for one silly mistake, which was on chapter 4, where I got knocked off a building and I died, and that screwed me from getting the no damage bonus at the end of the level, as opposed to the mission in case and point. But I've done it all now, guys, so this guide is complete. I just need to do the commentary. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. I'm not going to be using the wigs. I say I'm not going to be using the wigs. I use one wig on one level, which I'm going to explain after I've made this little, introduction to the series. I will not be using the infinite wigs. I will not be using the special bodysuits that give you, certain perks and bonuses. I will not be using the fox blade. I'm trying to do it as legitimately as I can, as, you know, in a form where anybody can digest, anybody can attempt, and if you want to use those extra things that make it easier, you at least have a base level to start from. Because if I can do it without using all that stuff and show you a good technique of doing it, you can do it with that stuff and almost guarantee success. And that's what this is about. This is about hopefully helping the most people do this challenge. And Ray's about to go down here, but you'll notice he cancels out of the mouth laser into this swing because it's, I assume it's a trigger when you get close enough to him that it does this every time. And some of the bosses will actually fuck you if you're not careful, because when you get them down to low life and they're supposed to come at you and do the quick time event, sometimes they will still initiate attacks, so you need to be on the defense. I've been killed by Sam. I say killed, I took damage and had to restart, just because he was supposed to charge at me and he ended up doing his unblockable hit and I just didn't see it coming. But that is the first ranked fight. There is the no damage bonus, 5 minutes 49 on time, and there is the S rank. This is the second form of Metal Gear Ray. This one is a lot easier because he goes down super quick when you know what you're doing. But as I mentioned, I had to use a wig, guys, and I've got a video proving why. I've tried my best through this entire thing to not use any of the stuff the game gives you, and it's worked. It's took a lot of perseverance, it's took a lot of time, it's been a lot of fun, but there's a mission in Chapter 4, it's the lobby where the wolf is hacking the elevator and you've got to fend off the hordes of guys with shields and things. I didn't even realise that was a ranked fight, because I usually just go into the elevator and skip it, but to get the S rank you have to kill every single enemy. And if you're like me and you didn't realise how many turn up, there's a fucking lot of enemies. Like, there's all the guys with the rocket launchers that are absolute assholes, there's the guys with the shields, there's a bunch of mastiffs, and then there's a grad. And normally when I think grad, I think, oh well, they're easy, I can deal with grads anytime, but you can't get to this grad, so it sits at a distance spamming missiles and barrages at you, and it's so cheap, it's unbelievably cheap, and you just do not have enough equipment to do it. You have to use the guns, and the guns just don't work. So I ended up putting the wig on that gives me unlimited sub-weapons to do it. And when I did do it, I realised how ridiculous it would be doing it without that wig. And I apologise in advance for it, but whoever designed that section in Pure Platinum, I want to fucking punch, because it's just stupid. There's no excuse for it at all. It's nothing to do with the game, it's completely out of the game's comfort zone. If the invisible wall wasn't there, you could just go and fight them, and I'd love it, because I like fighting on this game, I like playing this game. But putting up an invisible wall and forcing me to use the really shitty sub-weapons, that is not cool, Platinum. Not cool at all. But this sequence here, just try to avoid all the lasers and the missiles and jump if you need to when shit gets too crazy. And then after the quick time event, hopefully you'll have your rank. And a little tip for you, if you do not get the S rank, it's not the end of the world, guys. As soon as you see the ranking screen pop up and it tells you that you failed, press start and restart immediately. This will work for almost every encounter except for the bosses where they checkpoint at the end of them. They're the ones where you're going to have to back your save up, but I'm going to explain that in more detail in future videos. So thank you for watching, folks. I hope this journey helps you, and it's going to be a very interesting series of videos, so I hope you enjoy.